Hey there. If you're looking to take your family on their first ever camping trip, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to make some huge mistakes, leading some to think that they don't like camping. And that's crazy. Luckily for you, I'm here to tell you everything you need to know to make this first trip a huge success. Hey, it's your dad here, and this is Camping 101.
So obviously the first thing you need to go camping is the gear. So here's my checklist for you. You're going to need a tent, a sleeping bag, sleeping pad, cooler, cooking stuff, a lantern style light, and a flashlight. And you don't have to break the bank to get these things. Now let's look a little closer at each of these. Starting with the tent. The first thing you need to know about tents is how many people it will sleep. Whatever the tent says, subtract at least one. So if it's a 3-person tent, you're going to fit 2 people in there, and they've got to be friendly. So for comfort, I'd add +2 to whatever family size you are. So we're a family of 4, so I get a 6-person tent. They're not a sponsor, but I fully recommend Coleman as your first family tent. And I love the Coleman Sun Dome. This isn't sponsored, I really like this tent. For one, you don't have the sun waking you up as early, plus it keeps the tent cooler. But whatever tent you choose, make sure you set it up at home for the first time and not at the site. Trust me, you'll thank me for this. I've seen so many people trying to get the tent up for the first time, the sun's going down, they're panicking because they don't know what they're doing. But if you've set it up before, it's not a big deal. Here's my first tip for making it memorable for the kids. Let them help with the tent setup. They're probably going to make mistakes, but because you've already set this tent up before, it's no big deal. Just give them the task that's best for their age. This is going to make a key memory. Let's move on to the sleeping bag. There are many shapes and sizes for sleeping bags. There's mummy bags, there's bags with hoods, but the most important thing is the temperature rating. Some will say comfort rating, some will say lower limit, some will say survival rating. What you want to pay attention to is comfort rating. A 40-degree comfort rating means just that. At 40 degrees, you should be warm. However, if you're a little cold-blooded, like my wife, you want to go a little bit lower. If you're going to be in 40 degrees, I recommend like a 25-degree bag. I found some great success finding good sleeping bags for a decent price on Amazon. Of course, you want to read the reviews and make sure the reviews are real, but the last 2 bags I purchased were only $30 and they've been great. Now it's time to talk about probably the most important part of your sleep system, the sleeping pad. Why is it the most important, you might ask? Well, you're going to lose all your heat through the bottom of your sleeping bag because when you lay down on it, you compress the fibers, making them ineffective against the cold, and that ground will suck the heat right out of you. With pads, though, it's harder to know if they're rated for the temperature. But since the odds are on your first family camp, you're not going extreme with your temperatures, you're probably going to go when it's nice outside, the more important thing is comfort. I'm a side sleeper, so it's been really hard for me to find a pad that doesn't hurt my hip when I'm sleeping on it. But I'm going to tell you the pad that I found that I love for car camping. I've even used it with snow on the ground and been warm. It's the Homemate Memory Foam sleeping pad. Yes, it's not as portable as some of the inflatable ones, but it's a 3-inch memory foam mattress and it is super comfortable. In addition, they have Velcro so that if everyone in your family has one of these, they can connect together and have a huge mattress with no gaps. So completely warm, comfortable, and a little extra space. Again, not sponsored, just something I found that I love for camping. Although if you do decide to purchase one of my recommendations, I'd appreciate it if you used my link. The cooler is one of those areas where it's tempting to spend a lot of money. Everyone wants to be seen with a Yeti cooler. If you don't have a cooler already, don't break the bank getting one. For your first trip, any cooler that fits all of your food is going to be perfect. The one thing you do have to think about when buying a cooler is where you're going to be camping. If you're going to be in the Smokies or the Rockies or some Keys somewhere, not the Florida Keys, you don't have to worry about it there, but somewhere there's going to be bears. It may be mandatory that you need to get a bear-proof cooler. Usually there's going to be a bear locker in those circumstances, but just check with the campground. Cooking can be a headache when you go camping, especially with the little ones. I've had some amazing meals on my recent camping trips using Dutch ovens, but there is some learning to do with those. You can go with aluminum foil and just cover up the grill over the fire pit. Or on my recent Buc-ee's camping trip, I found this amazing stainless steel grill cover and it was perfect. This is going to be a permanent fixture in my camping gear. But this is your first camping trip, so keep it simple. Grab some hot dog sticks, grab some hot dogs, and let the family cook their own dinner over the fire. Again, core memory for the kids. It's just one weekend, you can eat junk. Then when you're done roasting hot dogs, you can go to roasting s'mores. Even more junk, and it's amazing. The other gear I told you need is a lantern and a flashlight, but I don't really have any recommendations for those. I have an expensive headlamp that I got at REI, but my go-to flashlight is a $10 400 lumen flashlight that I got at Walmart. So just pick one of those up for everybody, so everybody has a flashlight, and pick up a lantern while you're there as well. This final part of the video is for you dads out there, to help you look like an outdoorsman and a hero your first trip out, unlike what I did, and it took me like 2 or 3 trips to get this right. Of course, you're going to start with a bundle or 2 of firewood from the campground. But then you're going to wander around the campground and the surrounding areas picking up every small dead twig you can find. You do not cut stuff off of a tree because that honestly won't burn that well anyway. It needs to be fallen and already dead. This is another job to get your kids involved in because all size twigs are good. So when your 4-year-old comes back with an itty bitty twig, that's perfect. Then there are 2 main ways to build a camping fire. You can either do it pyramid style or you can do it chimney style. I prefer the chimney style, especially if you're going to be cooking on it. Chimney style is just taking 2 pieces of wood and setting them apart from each other, and then setting 2 perpendicular pieces of wood on top of them, and then 2 more pieces of wood on top of them perpendicularly. There you go. That's easy for me to say. Then the key is you need the most flammable things at the bottom, with some slightly thicker things on top of them, and then some thicker pieces of wood sticking out the top to draw the heat up. You can buy all sorts of fire starters to help your fire get started. They all do a pretty good job as long as you follow these other rules of layers of thicker and thicker wood. But a trick I learned from my home smoker is put a little oil on a paper towel. The paper towel will burn a lot longer than it would on its own, and it makes a great fire starter. A couple of items that you can purchase that will help you get your fire started. One is a pocket bellows. This looks like an antenna off of an old radio, but it helps focus your breath to get the heat of the fire up to get everything to ignite. The other one is a battery-powered fan like you might use to blow up an air mattress. When you've got some embers, this will help everything else ignite. Well, there you have it, everything to make your first camping trip a success. The most important thing is to leave no trace that you were there. Clean up your trash. As they say, take only pictures, leave only footprints. Hey, if you've got any additional tips for first-time campers, please leave them in the comments. It would be super helpful for them. And as always, thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you next time.